All right, let's get it. So Errol Spence responded to Vergil Ortiz and Oscar De La Hoya, calling them out. Said, with a picture of Jack Johnson on the great Galveston, Texas native, and I put it on the screen and said I'm paraphrasing, they dare not mention my name, before the Crawford fight, before, all this stuff happened to me. And that's a fact, you know what I'm saying? And Oscar and them is looking for the weakest link. All right, Oscar and them, is respectable for Oscar and them to lose to Fondora, to anybody, not Boots, not a brother. And Errol Spence is right. And at least Jaron Ennis is not sitting here calling out Errol Spence. Now, another thing that probably needs to be spoken about too real quick. Most people behind the scenes know what's going on with Errol Spence. I think he wants to come back and really get over that goal line as a Hall of Famer, which I don't feel like he's too far off. Another title, another weight class may do it. But Al Heyman is pretty much putting hoeing them. That's allegedly why Derrick James didn't get his money through the report, was Al Heyman. All right. So Al mad because he took the Crawford fight. He went around him and took the Crawford fight. So now, I got to put you in your place. Now I got to show you who's the boss. Which, to my opinion, you are a manager, you're not a promoter. And this is why I'm really like the Muhammad Ali Act. You can find loopholes around it. That's what I'm saying. You can find loopholes around the Muhammad Ali Act. Because Al Heyman been doing, all of them be doing it, right? So also, what I don't think is talked about in one of my subscribers or somebody in the comment mentioned is that Al Heyman is probably blocking Boots from getting that Vergil Ortiz fight, because I dropped the video. I dropped the video. Y'all see it by the time y'all see this. And in the video, I talked about Dan Raphael says that the Zone will not renew Golden Boy's contract unless they make Vergil Ortiz or Jaron Ennis. So now you got Oscar De La Hoya saying that him and Al made up because Al took his company. So you got to understand, this is the same dude who called Al a black Hitler, probably all types of shit allegedly behind the scenes. And he helped steal your company from you. So you're going to go back and work with a guy that stole your company. And guess what? Now you have to use his dates and your money, his dates on Prime, because the Zone ain't fucking with you. They got one more fight on the Zone. That's a Friday night fight, a rematch between Alexis Rocha and somebody, Coriel or something like that, and that's it. So at the end of the day, so now he basically saying that, me and Al can share these Prime dates, and we gonna be over. Basically, they gonna be over there. And at the end of the day, hey, so be it. If I'm the Zone, I don't need Oscar De La Hoya anyway. He'll need me before I need him, and that's real spill. So, it's to the point where now Al and him can be working together, because Al probably mad because Boots didn't stay over there with them and he took the money with Eddie. I don't understand. If it's business, it's business. That's how I feel like. If it's business, it's business. I can't get mad if I offer you $5 million, they offer you 10. I'm mad at you because you took the 10. Hell no, I can't be mad at you. But, Al don't get mad when Hispanics do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When they make the best deal for themselves. Look how Al and them did Turkey Al-Sheikh. Use Turkey for the Anthony Yarde fight, and then they go back with Oscar on Prime probably and make a Cinco de Mayo fight with David Benavidez and Gilberto Ramirez. If I'm Turkey, ain't no coming back. I'm good. And then Benavidez probably don't even expect to come back down and wait. So they trying to make this final stands versus Turkey. They don't have the money, they don't have the visibility, and they don't really have the fighters to do it. All they fighters like De La Hoya don't have nothing. Barrios and Ryan, that's going to be a third-rate fight. But, back on Earl, no Diddy. He's right. Like, when I was popping and when I was, even when I came back from the cars, y'all wasn't saying nothing. And he could point to the fact with Terrence Crawford, they wasn't saying Nathan. They wasn't saying Nathan. When they fought Terrence Crawford, they was turning that fight down behind the scenes. Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz. you know. And everybody from behind the scenes know that's the real deal. Everybody know that's the honest to God opinion about all of that. So, yeah. So to me, it's unfortunate, you know. And some of these dudes are spineless. You know, people want to see you fighting a big fight with Jaron Ennis, and you talking about my dream fight is Errol Spence, a guy that ain't been in the ring shit in going on 3 years. July 2023. What's so funny, when July come up and Vergil Ortiz don't have a title, that'd have been a decade of fighting that Vergil Ortiz never competed for a title. And when July come up and Errol Spence don't fight again, that'll be 3 years since he been into the ring. You know, and this is who you trying to fight. And apparently he looks in good shape. You know, he don't look like he hurting for no money. And the body might just need that reset. Sometimes you need to take some time off. You know what I'm saying? From boxing, and then you feel rejuvenated to get back in. So, and I also think for him to get back in the ring, other than the Hall of Fame push, I think now seeing how superior Crawford was, you just went against a once-in-a-lifetime generational talent. And it was his night. You know? It was his night. Any other night, maybe it would have went a little bit different. Who knows? But, and now Al and them is probably trying to dangle that Fondora fight in front of Vergil Ortiz. But Keith just did an interview with Ring. He said they still tell him to be ready. So, like I said before, Vergil got options. Use those options. You know, you're irrelevant. It really won't matter to most of us. You're irrelevant. Just keeping it real. And Errol, I'm glad Errol called that out. Because at the end of the day, had that been reversed, had that been Errol calling out Hispanic like that, they would be saying the same thing. And it just lets you know, for the most part, the fan bases ain't too different. A lot of these new Mexican casual fans, they do a lot of hoe ass nigga shit. They condone a lot of hoe shit, talking in the comment, 60-40. 60-40 based on what? Y'all don't even support Vergil Ortiz. They ain't got a shirt, ain't bought his OnlyFans, ain't went to a fight. You know? But, you know, at the end of the day, if I'm Earl, I move how I want to move. And they ain't got enough money for Earl. They ain't got enough money for it. So Golden Boy would rather throw down a television deal with the Zone. You know, they'd rather throw that deal down the drain with the Zone than make the Vergil Ortiz. That is wild to me. That's wild. And maybe they like, you know what? We tired of the Zone. My thing is, okay, if you tired to the Zone, so you're going to go shack up with the dude who helped debilitate your company, who pumped and dumped you, who used and abused you, Al Heyman. It's wild. All because you don't want to fight Vergil Ortiz to fight Boots Ennis. So they willing to throw away a TV deal, one of the two networks that's throwing TV deals out, Paramount Plus and the Zone. You really or Prime, really, they didn't want to do it, but that's another story for another day. You willing to throw that out to go work with a dude who gypped you to protect Vergil Ortiz. And truth be told, Vergil Ortiz is the one that's asking for the extra money. He asking for insane money just to fight. That tells you right then and there they don't want to fight. So, you know, Earl basically like, keep my name out this shit. That's where Earl at with it. Keep my name out your mouth. That's exactly where you at with it. Stop using my name to duck Jaron Ennis. That's just what he's saying. You know, and you can't use Fondora because apparently Keith said they still fighting. So what other options do you have? Can't use Xander Zayas and Abbas Barroso. They fighting each other. You ain't gonna fight Mazaliev. He fighting pretty soon versus Josh Kelly. So, we know what the deal is, man. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section.